a glass of milk, and a bag of cookies. That's what you'll need to make this delicious chocolate cake. I recently saw this cake on Emmy Made in Japan and Christina Randall's channel, and I thought it would be really fun to share my version with you guys. It's moist and chocolatey, and you'll be amazed how easy it is to make. You'll need some crispy cookies of your choice. I was using 2 different kinds. It's what I had, so use what you have. I will say this though, the more chocolatey and the more flavorful your cookies are, obviously, the more flavorful your cake will be. However, if you're using very basic cookies like I will give you some tips as we go along to make your cake more flavorful. You're going to process these cookies until really fine. Now, the reason this recipe works is because if you take a moment to think about it, cookies contain all the basic ingredients you would need to make a cake. So flour, cocoa powder, sugar. So consider the cookies the dry ingredients. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Make sure to subscribe and click that notification bell. I post new videos every week. Add the cookies to a large bowl along with some baking powder. We really need that leavening agent to give rise and lift to this cake. Otherwise, it's just going to be dense and flat as a cookie. Give these ingredients a rough mix and you're going to add the warm milk. I've found that using warm milk instead of cold milk really hydrates this mixture properly. Now, as you can see, this batter will have some small lumps here and there. What you can do is take an immersion blender and blend this batter. This is optional. I've tried to make the cake both ways, with the immersion blender and without, and as long as you've processed the cookies really fine in the beginning, the cake comes out just fine both ways. If you do have it though, use it, as the cake will have better texture. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is your 3 ingredient cake batter. Now I'm going to give you some tips. If you're using very basic cookies, what you can do to boost the flavor of this cake is add some chocolate chips, if you have those, add some additional cocoa powder, or frost the cake like I did. Pour the cake batter into a greased pan lined with parchment paper. Make sure you grease the parchment paper as well, and you're going to bake the cake in a preheated oven at 170 degrees Celsius or 340 Fahrenheit for around 15 minutes. Do not overbake this cake. Allow the cake to cool in the pan for 3 minutes and then turn it over and take it out. I was so shocked how soft this cake is. It's incredible that you can make a cake with just a bag of cookies and a glass of milk. Now this is optional, but really recommended, especially if you're using basic cookies like I was for the cake sponge. We're going to frost the cake. I'm using good old Nutella. It's easy, it's delicious, and it really gives you that chocolate kick. I will leave in the description box though an alternative, which is my 1-minute chocolate fudge frosting. It's just as delicious, and it's made with pantry staples that you probably already have laying around. So we're going to immediately cut into this and we're going to evaluate the cake together. First of all, I was so amazed how soft this cake was. It's a beautiful, soft, moist cake, and it was flavorful and delicious considering this was made with just cookies and milk. Now, I would be lying to you if I said this substitutes a real chocolate cake. No, it doesn't. Nothing substitutes a delicious homemade chocolate cake from scratch. However, considering the times we're living right now, and considering that this was made with few ingredients, this was great and good. We made a cake without flour, without eggs, without sugar, without butter. I consider this a delicious success.